Well, welcome back to Dimebag World Headquarters in the empty corner of my empty living room. I hope you can hear me. Yes, sir. We are mobile, and as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to get to that scene. Give me just a moment here. I think I can't be driving while I do this part. So give me just a moment. Then I will have you with me. All right. Let's just give this a moment, shall we? Let's get that on. All right. Well, not the greatest view for you guys. Oh, a little bit mucky out the window. All right, let's have at it. Away we go. Oh, I see. Very good. A lot of droplets on the window, but the wipers don't reach that high. So you're going to have a little bit of a droplet view for our trip today. Just rolling around our little town with the skies that are nowhere near as blue as my tinted window would lead you to believe. It's a gray world out there today. More like that little band of gray you see there at the very horizon, and not at all like the blue sky that my window has the ability of providing you. In fact, I'll eventually reposition that camera so you get a little bit of a better view after we get stopped again. But next stop, I think it would be best if it were the post office, so that the posting gets done with the money I have in hand before I get any other where and do any other thing. So let us do that first. Another rainy day in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Or if you're Canadian, the Pacific Southwest. And that's all right. No complaints. Don't know if we have any visitors yet. I don't think so, maybe. And if you're visiting, thank you for coming. We're just having a cruise around the little town, getting to the post office so we can get some things sent away. And finally, if you're anybody who's been waiting on anything that I was supposed to have sent you and you haven't received it yet, that's because I'm trying to set the you waited the longest world record. And that's going to come to an end shortly once I get to the post office, which isn't too far away. I think we'll give this fellow a break. You can't see the vehicle on the right that wants to join our lane, so we're just gonna hang back and give them the indication that we have every intention to let them out into traffic. I could move the camera right now, but now see there, I got a green light already, so we don't want to be messing with that at all. And it's a music mom, because the music store is right here. She probably got some music supplies for her children. She may have one, she may have more, so that's a child or children, right? Right, children. Oh, hit the brakes. We're going to get to the right, real, honest to goodness post office as opposed to any kind of a satellite post office. We're going to use the real McCoy. And I think I went about it kind of the long way in my drive so far, but that's okay too. Giving you the scenic tour because, you know, why not, right? Not really anything shady. Thank you for stopping by. Can you hear me? Is it all good? I haven't had anybody say anything about the stream yet, so I don't know if it's all 100 percentages. So Are we got green lights? Happy days? Can you hear me? A little bit of an experiment like everything is when I'm streaming. And we've still got the at-home layout right there, waiting for me to get back home and sit right there. But right now we're driving. We're in the right side, not in the left side. The left side's empty because my fat ass ain't not in that chair. And when I mean in that chair, I pretty much mean on that chair. There it is, my empty chair. Well, interesting. You learn little controls as you go. Go to the solo. There we go. Solo, you can't hear me. Got another thumbs up from Mr. McGrady. I'm going to assume that means my audio is being heard. And, well, I hope. With another rainy day in the place where I live, and another drive to the post office in the place where I live, and a little run around in the place where I live, and the post office is over there in the place where I live. We'll go to the post office in the place where I live. We'll chase that car in the place where I live and make him feel uncomfortable because he's being chased by somebody in a, I don't know, probably not. Probably doesn't care who's behind him. I don't think he's feeling uncomfortable just because I'm right behind him. I'm in a parking lot for Pete's sake. Okay. Well, I'm going to take a spot right here, actually, because firstly, it's a drive-through spot, so I'll take that. There we go. And yeah, why not? Loud and clear. Over. Thank you, Shady. Check 1-9, check 1-9. They break 1-9. Rubber ducky and they're constantly constipated. You have 10-4. Okay. This thing is tricky. Okay, so it's mask time because we're going to go into a pubic area. If you go into a pubic area, you got to be wearing your maskles. Masculine. So we'll get our maskle on here. We will. Turn off the vehicle. Put our keys in our pocket like we should. Find our monies, which we'll need. Gather up the mails that we're taking in. Ouch, that hurt. That bumped me. Okay, let's just head on in there now. Let's pop you right in there now. That's going to make for a shitty video for a bit, but just stick with me here. You're going to have that video for a bit. That's all you get. Oh. All right. Keys are in the pocket. Lock the door. Shut the vehicle. And head on in. Thank you, sir. All right, not too busy at all. Just a couple of persons ahead of me. That ain't bad. They have a selection of the commemorative coins that are available through the Canadian Mint. But that's not why I'm here. The fast and efficient operation of the local post office is amazing most of the time. Some of these are really pretty. Yeah.
It'll be my son's house. So just say yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And if
Thank you so much.
credit. They're tracking numbers.
You too. Hi. I'm all right. We used to go to these lovely people in different places in the United States of America. And this one to go to. I've got some game pieces for an online game that we play together. They're valueless, so there's no concern. No. But I send these by mail all the time. This isn't the first or the 10th time, it's the 100th time. So just go ahead and post them for their value and weight. And that's it. Doesn't matter if they honestly. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they vary in weight.
No, Freddie. Do you have a solution for small business?
No, I'm not a business. We're just friends that play a game. No money involved and no value in the envelope other than pennies, really. But the box, on the other hand, I'm sending to a friend in Edmonton, and I don't want to spend a lot of money to get it there. I'm a little afraid of what it costs. I've never sent a box. I always send little envelopes. And I have this spare microphone that I'm not using, and he could really use it. So I promised it to him, not thinking about how much it would cost to send it to him. He can almost buy one, but I promised. So, well, that's it. You open your mouth, and it's best if you. This is sort of an online community where now, once you said it, you got to do what you say. Big theme with these things, right? They're going to send me ones from their collection. I've got ones in my collection, exchanging pieces, and I get mine, so they better get theirs. But I'm the worst mailer of the group. Unfortunately for them. There was another guy who was really bad, and I said, I'm trying to break his record. No, not really. I don't really want to, but it worked out that way with the way things go sometimes. There's quite a bit of paper involved, though, with the stuff that's in there. And I thought, well, you know what? For a little bit of packing tape, I'll hermetically seal these. And then if they even get dropped in a puddle, it won't matter. the one guy got my address and sent me a box with tons of playing pieces and stuff in it. And it's like, holy mackerel, what am I supposed to do and like to make this up to you? So like now I'm sort of in your debt. It's like, and I found that that's his way. He's got a lot of pieces and he's a big player, so he sends them out, and then you're kind of like, beholden to him in a way. Now, how much will it? The least expensive way to get it to my friend in Edmonton. Oh, absolutely not. I figured you guys make a label for it anyway, so rather than taping on a label, just getting is that a good thing?
Actually, we don't.
Oh.
But we actually don't have a label for it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I should have maybe taped the label on it better than that, but that's underneath tape as well, so it shouldn't wash off in any way. If you think there's something I should do more than that, just let me know and I'll do it, but I just want to make sure it gets there.
So your cheapest to send this would be 2120, and about 5 business days.
That's fine.
One here, and I'll stick it right on top. So put your return address here, and then put their address here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let me start doing this.
No. Could I steal a Sharpie from your Sharpie file? Or hers, someone's? Thank you. That's what's there. No. You use crap, really. Can I see the back of one of my envelopes just to get my own return address right? I'm actually that dumb. I get the 07s and 1s mixed up. And the postal code I never remember. 388. Thank you so much on that. Now, are you still weighing this, or can I grab the address? Okay.
We have yeah.
So best place would be dead center, you think? All right. Thank you. Oh, I could feel so much better about getting this done finally. Only one person of that group asked me, where's the thing you were supposed to send? Which I thought was really nice. Yes, please. Since we're sort of giving them freely, we don't really, expect, like if you don't get it, then you can't really say anything because it was a gift in the beginning, or the envelopes things. This is my microphone. He knows he's getting this, but if somebody says they're going to send you something for free and you don't get it, how can you complain, really? Like something happened in their life, they didn't get it done? Okay.
And your tracking number for your parcel is right there on the receipt. That's the tracking number. Okay?
Do you ever see any of the really nice change that we're looking for as coin collectors in your change in the drawer there? You know, the colored toonies or loonies or any of that? The loonies are hard. There's not a lot of, well, the one is really colorful, but the newest one has got that little blotch of red on it is all it's got. And the toonies not at all? All right. Thanks for looking. Bye-bye, box. All right, well, that's it. Boxes are on their way. Boxes. 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 People like their boxes. I like foxes. Foxes in 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 boxes. I do like foxes in boxes. I do. All right. Pretty soon we'll get the mask off. I can already feel the breathing through it, funny enough.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Mr. Pierce, thanks for coming. Yeah, you were hiding in my pocket during that. Let me just move the phone mount, because right now you get nothing for picture out of that. I'm going to move it to there. Okay. Interesting. All right, we're back. Still have to see a lot of that stand, don't you? But that's a much better picture. We'll roll with that. Stopped in, a lunch break, almost over. Thank you, man. No, appreciate you sharing your lunch breaks. Something to do. Well, that wasn't so bad. I don't even know what it was totally, but it doesn't matter. Total. Turtle. Yuck. All right. Hardware store, I think. There's a little change I want to make in Dimebag World headquarters that requires some really inexpensive hardware changes that I think will make things just a little tiny bit better for me. And so that's where we're going to go next. We're going to go to the hardware store to pick up literally a couple of nuts and bolts, basically. Oofty oof and oofty oof. Almost everything in Dimebag Darren World headquarters is used, repurposed, or in some way modified or bought secondhand, or, it's all about budget. So the mic arm that I use that holds my microphone was never a mic arm to begin with. It actually had a magnified, like about a 4 or 5 inch magnifying glass with a ring around it, a ring light, a fluorescent one, so you could do work on tiny things and stuff. And when the light burned out, be damned if you could get a replacement bulb for this thing in any reasonable way, which kind of struck a buddy of mine as really bizarre, and yet that was the case. So this thing was provided to me, and I repurposed it by taking off the hardware that was a light and adding on hardware that holds a microphone. But this hardware that holds a microphone is a literal nut and bolt. And I got one that was a little bit shorter, which has been working just fine, but I know it would be cool if I had a longer one. So I'm going to go to the store and see what's the longest one I can get. I'm going to get a couple of those and a couple of nut sets, and then we're going to take it from there. So I have a tiny plan, my tiny head. Orange light, not stopping. We have arrived at Rona, the hardware store, which has a pizza, a donaire shack, and another vehicle that wants to get in right behind me. So we'll get through this intersection fast so we don't delay them. find ourselves some parking here at the Rona store and don our mask again to go back into the abyss. But another car wanting to leave here, so we'll just, that says parking reserved. Okay, so we won't stay here in the reserve, but we'll let that car leave first, and then we'll just whip out and park into one of the other parking spots that is not a reserved spot. Because apparently this is reserved for online orders. I didn't order my nut and bolt online. I actually do have a handicap placard, so I could park in a spot, but I don't need it, so I'm not going to use it. I'm going to park over here where it says small car. We're going to put this very small van in where small cars should go, and that'll be just fine. Screw them. We're done there. Opus Singer. Hey, dude. A little scratch of the ear, put on the face mask, and we're going to head on into the hardware store. We're going to hit the bong like Cheech and Chong. All right, that may work.
Yeah.
Good vibes. I guess that zipper's down, don't it? Okay, well, what if I was to hang that out just like that a little bit? You might get video out of that. Albeit fucked up. But that being said, that's too bad. Can't have everything. Okay. Let's lock it. Shock it. Lock it, chock it, and flock it. Exit only, the sign says. We're going to play by all the rules today. We're going to go in the entrance and out the exit like good sheeple. There we go. Everything's free after 1? It's a very special day. Good to be here. I'm no good at running anymore, so this isn't going to work out. Look at that young man there. He'll catch me in a flash. Certainly, no worries. Okay, nuts and bolts. I should have shown this at the door, but this is a thing I already had with me. Just showing it to someone, you, if you don't mind. Carry in hardware to the hardware store and walk out with hardware and say, oh no, I already had that. Maybe not so cool. I'm standing in front of all these bolt bins, and I know very well what I want is here. Just not sure where yet. Let's see here. That looks like it's smaller. I think it needs to be bigger than 5/16. That would make it 3/8. So let's find the 3/8 bolts. There's one. No. Not that big. You guys probably already see it. That's 1/4 inch. Oh, 3/8 is at the bottom. Okay. 2.5, 2 1/4, 3 inch, 3.5, 4 inch, 4.5, 6 inch. Okay. That's the same one though. That's awfully long. Well, that's way longer than I was thinking of. Okay, so not 6 inch. But we'll make sure we put them back in the right spot. About 4 inch. Oops, that's not a 4 inch thingy. I think that's more than long enough. I wanted to try going with that. All I want now, I think, is 4 3/8 nuts. They're going to be right here too somewhere. Oh, they're right there. Well, these are nylox. I think having a couple of these might be kind of cool. So why don't we get 2 of these? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get some numbers down here. I can get it out. Hang on. I got to write this down. Hang on. These nylox are 3238. I just want 3/8. Like these. One's 6202. Okay. That to do. Hello. Something pop. Now, this is my device. These are what I'm buying. There's the 2. Now, I have the numbers for you. Except for on the bolt. I was too stupid to grab that. 3238 for the nylox and 6202 for the nuts. But for the bolts, I don't know. Blew it.
All right, so I'll put this 1013.
Um,
2020.
Effort to use change appropriately. And I do not need a bag.
1005. Thank you. You have a good day.
And we out of there. Oop, I have to unlock the door first. Oop. Be careful now. Carefully. All right. Carefully. We are out in the car now. Woot woot. I have the bolts that I need. I've sent the packages that I wanted to. I have a Coke. My wife doesn't usually let me drink Coke. I have to drink Coke Zero or some shit like that. Now I'm having Coke. Just one small bottle. Something about that burn. Not whiskey. All right. Well, that's all the Coke I need, so to speak. Whew. All right, let's get going. Gypsy Stacker in the house. Thank you, sir. These two, I could use a bite to eat, but then again, I'm never going to be a starving sort, so it's not exactly the biggest deal in the world. I do like my onion rings, and I am thinking about onion rings, but we'll see. Right now, I am thinking about the music store and whether I should go and make another payment on my account there, which I likely should. Now, how much money do I got? Well, still got two $20 bills. And I think I got a $10 bill still. Or do I? There's nobody behind me. Let's just see what I got. I guess that is what I got. I thought I had a 10 somewhere. Oh, well. There's a 10. Oh, there it is. All right, still sitting on $50. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's enough to go to the bar. $50. Except I don't spend my money at the bar. So there. I could get a couple nice bottles of wine like I did the other day. They lasted a few days. Daily errands with dime bag Darren. It's pretty much it, isn't it? Well, you know what? I saw nobody else that I was familiar with or cared about was streaming, except for maybe the Durbans, and they're in auctions. So, you know, if you're into auctions and you're about auctions and you're there, you're not here. That would be dumb. You wouldn't miss out on the Durban auction for this. But you may have the Durban auction up as well. You may be giving me a little support just by enjoying a drive with me. whatever that might happen to be. Oh, taco time's gone. Son of a diddly. They closed the taco time. Oh, well. Somebody's good idea. Well, I'm not really going to the music store this direction. Maybe, I know what I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to go to the music store. I am hungry, but I'm not going to buy a lot. But I'm going to get myself some onion rings. I think that's all I'm going to get, just onion rings. I'm going to go to Carl's. They still make decent onion rings. What else do I need to do today? I'm not turning here. I'm dumb. Get back out of that turning lane. Yeah, I think we will go to the music store too and make a payment just because we got to knock that down, get rid of that so we can buy something else. Don't know what the next thing will be. I'm thinking about, well, the thing I'm thinking about isn't available at the music store, so I have to save up for it and then Amazon order it. But it's a pretty cool thing. It's one post that you clamp to your table. That's where I could have turned right there. I'm just going to get out in this lane now. Come around now. This one post will hold your camera, a light, and, well, three things. So typically your mic, a camera, and a light. Look pretty cool to me. And so I was thinking about different ways I could use it in my little world headquarters there. And I think it would be handy. So I am looking at this 3-in-1 stand for compact YouTube creation. And I may end up grabbing one of those and sticking it into the home studio there to hold my microphone, camera. And then I might just buy myself the light that would go with it. A nice little, oh, don't want to turn there. There's no way where I want to go there. Got to go one more exit. There we go. This will do. So thinking about that, that's about $120 to $150 Canadian. So we'll see. It's not that it's not accessible. Certainly could get it. Have been looking at nice new boxes for my computer. My computer is thrown into a giveaway box, like with missing panels and everything. And I always thought that it would be nice to have a nice case that I could build my computers in for the future as well. Because I always take my computer apart and then harvest the best parts and get some hand-me-down parts and end up with whatever computer I'm able to build for myself. And so it's nice to have a nice case to always do that in. All right, you guys, onion rings, please.
Don't have right now.
Do you ever have onion rings? Because every time I come, you don't have onion rings. Do you ever have onion rings? Every time I come and ask for onion rings, you never have them.
Yeah, we do have one, but we are on perfect right now.
Okay, so let's try jalapeno poppers. Have you got those?
Yeah, we do have the
Okay, let's have an order of those, please. Okay, thank you. Well, that's the second best thing from this place. That sucks. What the pardon my French, but what the I mean, you guys make the best onion rings around here and you don't have them ever. What in the heck? Come on. I feel like driving away on my order on onion rings, but I'm not going to do that. Well, we'll see how this works out with the new bolts that I've got here now. Oh, where's the other loose one? There it is. 471. None of that helps. Okay. They're confused when they see money. Like, what? You're not paying by electronic means? No. 5 and change. Still nothing special in the change. And we've reduced it 10 to a 5. Attrition. Losing friends. So while we're farting around, we can play with our nuts and bolts. I don't think these are even called nylocks because they're probably some Chinese not nylock trade branded proper things. So, but they are nylocks, you know what I mean. Y'all know what a nylock is, then you know what I mean. If you don't know what a nylock is, then your bolts come loose sometimes. They don't need to. If and you got yourself a nylock. And then things would be just beautiful for you if you had a nylock. You would know you had a nylock if you did. Yes, you would. Yeah. So we'll certainly see how this works out, but it's going to be a change. I know it'll work. It's just a question of what it looks like while it works. You know what I mean? Like whether I like it. I could flick the camera around so you could see me, but you know what I look like, so who cares? Coining around. Was he here? Hey. Yes, sir. Thank you. He's got a road trip too. Awesome. Thank you for stopping by. You know I appreciate it, even if I don't get a chance to say it because I'm driving. Thank you, sir. All right. Poppers are available to be et. Since there's no cars behind me, I'm just going to break this open right here and now. We didn't get any onion rings, but I don't know that there's nothing we can do about that, really. The other place, the Burger Kings here, they have onion rings, but they actually mash up onions into a paste and then fry them up into rings, which I don't agree with. If there's no actual slices of onions in your onion rings, then you've got not onion rings. I don't know what you want to call them. I don't call them onion rings. Anywho, I think we'll make our way to the music store now. Long and McQuaid, where the music begins. Should probably apologize in person to the credit lady for having to send out all the letters to me. All right. We're on track. We're going to access the music store from the back way, the back alley entrance. Pardon me. Oh, Coke will do that to you. You know, it's funny. I've been having this conversation kind of in my head. I thought maybe twice that I should just be speaking out loud and you can enjoy it too, but sometimes my inner ramblings aren't worthwhile. We're going to take that guy's previous spot. We get properly out of the way for him. And we're here at the music store. Yeah, Panucci did get a pretty cool logo going on there. I'll have to check that out a little more closely, but I've seen the change up. Panucci. Mm-mm-mm. Hang on. Well, this feels a little bit hot in here. Oh, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. I have to change my camera. There we go. Hi, everyone. Go solo. I've got a stream going on my desk at home, and I've joined it with full control with my stream from my phone. I have 2 more poppers to go. And we're going to eat those together. Yes, get your comments in on Mike's videos, please. One more popper. One more popper and we head in. Love jalapenos. Hope you get a good box if you go, Opus. Well, I do like Carl's jalapeno poppers. They're proper size. They got good cheese in them. At least it tastes like cheese. I'm going to give them some credit there. Oh boy. Pardon me. All right. Well, with $50 in pocket, let's go to the most dangerous place in the world. Oh, got some gush on my glasses there. Oh my. Oh my, I'm messing them right up. You can't have that. If you wear glasses, you know what I mean. I can't see through gush. No can do. I won't go for that. No, 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 no. No can do. All right. I believe it's time to don the mask of infidelity and strike out on our mission of stupidity. Giddity. Giddy, giddy. Giggity, giddy. Okay. I think that's the best way to do it. Let's hang that out here this time. No. I didn't want to mess it up. Let me stay just like that. That's right, just like that. Except like this. There we go. Okay, we'll try again. All right, let's do this thing. I think you guys are getting some kind of a picture. I'm not holding it, so it is not straight. And even if I was, wouldn't be straight anyway, because I'm not straight. So there. Ha! Here we enter the most dangerous place in the world. We'll get some hand sanitizer on us. Look at that. I use this stuff all the time. I never feel any saner. I don't know. Thanks. Oh, it's good. Boys, yourself? Putting a mile or two on that one. Neck through. Looks beauty.
Brought it in. This is my own bass.
Yamaha. I like Yamaha basses. Can't really go wrong. Yamaha makes a good instrument almost no matter what kind of instrument they make.
Oh, honestly, I'm a big Yamaha guy. I just this one was I think this was a 1980, but I got two other ones at home.
Well,
One's a 6-string and the other one's a cheaper 4-string. But
I got a really nice Japanese-made Fender Squire 4-string.
Ooh.
So it's like a JV. It's really like I've handed it to real bass players. They played it in front of me and said, I could trade you one of mine for this. And I'm like, I just got the clue that this bass is never leaving my hands.
yeah, the fact that you want it so much, nah.
Yeah, exactly. And then I got a Pacifica
Yeah.
just for a 6-string. I handed it to a shredder friend of mine who shredded the crap out of it. I said, that's all the guitar I will ever need. I can't do that. And when I can, then I'll think about a guitar that's better than that one. But until then, I got it set up and that was that. And I have a Music Man 5-string copy. It's made by OLP. You may never have heard of them. But OLP stands for Original Licensed Product. And they actually got the Music Man license to use the exact same specifications. And then I pulled the pickups and I called up Corey Nordstrand and I asked him for 15 millimeter spacing on 5-string pickups and he made them for me specially in about 6 months and about $200.
$200 for a custom pickup is
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
You know what? It only needs the one because it's Music Man, right?
Yeah.
And then there's nothing wrong with the neck. There's nothing wrong with the body. It might not be an original Ernie Ball, but I think it's just as good, if not better, with the Nordstrand pickup. Yeah. I'm happy with it. No active, just passive.
Yeah.
So-
No, keep it simple.
But neck through, that's nice. It's always nice. I love neck through.
Yeah, this one was one of the higher end made in Japan ones. And
Yeah,
the
made
thing
in
about-
Japan says a lot, honestly, about an instrument, in my opinion.
It does.
I like made in Japan.
This is
Better than made in Indonesia. I hate to say it. It's just the way that's the way I feel about it.
It's like a cheaper Japanese instrument. Know that they've taken care,
You hope. But it has turned out that history says that. I'm going to make a little payment on my account, but at the same time, I'm dangerously looking at stuff and things. And actually, I'd love to chat with somebody who's familiar with interfaces.
might be able to help. It depends on what kind of questions you got.
Well, it's not even really questions. Years ago, Presonus made an interface called the 22 and the 44 VSL. And what was really cool about those, they had so much DSP in them, it would blow your mind. And then when we went from Windows 7 or whatever it was to the next Windows, it was no longer supported. And people who had those interfaces didn't have any of their DSP anymore. They had a simple interface. So I still have old equipment. I DJ off of an old system, and I still have my interface and all its abilities. But it had 2 mic inputs, the DAW returned from the computer. It had 2 channels of effects, all built in, and every one of those channels has EQ, compression, delay, gate, all of this stuff. Every one of them has its own. There's that much DSP in it. Then they stopped making it, and for the longest time, I was waiting for somebody to bring out a DSP-filled interface that wasn't an Apollo, because I don't have $1,200. I paid $250. Presonus has come up with that again finally. Now, I've sent them hate letters because of their support, but there's nothing like it. Like for when you get right down to it, the Revelator IO24, which has 2 XLR mic inputs, MIDI in and out, and monitor in and out, and a suite of DSP that is fully there for the 2 mic channels, but isn't there on other things. So there's less DSP in it than there was in the program, the product from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's there. So for any podcasting guy, there's 3 mixes. So you have an output mix, a monitor mix, like a mix minus. You can do all that stuff. It's got all the high pass filter, compressor, gate, expander, EQ, obviously, 3 different kinds of compressor. So sort of a standard, and then a LA2A kind of a compressor, and then a sort of Tektronix, sort of like different models.
Okay.
And it's really cool. So I've been like helping my friends out with information about that. But they just came out with 2 more products. They just came out the Revelator. First one was a Revelator microphone, which gave the Revelator suite of software on a USB condenser microphone. Then came the Revelator IO24, which is the interface that lets you use your own XLR mics, which is what I use. Then they came out just now with a Revelator dynamic microphone. So the same package as before, but if you don't want a condenser mic, you want a dynamic, same suite and the dynamic. And they have the Revelator IO44, which is more geared for a slightly different use case, but it's kind of the Revelator 24 turned slightly differently. So it has still, I think, just the same amount of inputs, or maybe something different, but it's just slightly different than the one I have that just came out. And all of those products are backed up by that suite that is really cool. And like I had to order it in here when honestly, you should have them on the shelf. That's a product that it surpasses most of those. Now, has it got a slightly noisier mic pre than a Scarlett 2i2 maybe? Slightly. If you're podcasting,
Probably putting a noise gate on there.
I got too many people who think they need a SM7B in my podcasting world, and it's like, that's why I podcast with an SM58. So when you hear my voice, you know that it's not necessary to own a 7B the way I sound. So, but some people are, mesmerized by what they see and they want to look a certain way. That's different. You want to look, buy for a look. Yeah. Presonus. Again, not my favorite company, but they're bringing out my favorite products, which kind of a conundrum in a way. Now, you got the IO24, you have the Revelator microphone, but you probably or may not have access to the IO44 or the Revelator Dynamic. Plus, being in Canada, we kind of get screwed, I think, a little bit. Just check Sweetwater to see if they've got it already, kind of thing. You can probably see it there. Nice. I can't imagine they brought that many in because nobody knows about them. So. Yeah, so that's the first product they ever came. I had to order my IO24 to get here. And like I say, I felt there was no chance you would have the 44 or the dynamic yet. But those products, they are really feature-packed. They'd be easier to sell and more value to the customer than most of the other interfaces these days. I would do a little research and then I'd make White Rock send you that one and then I'd sell it to somebody you know because it's literally that good. You know what though? Nobody knows it to market it. You have to know what it is when a person walks up and says, I need an interface, to know why that one would be better. And like I say, if there's some serious music production guy who wants to put together his first album, I wouldn't sell him that.
Yeah, more podcast guy, more for the guy who wants to.
It's got good quality. Like, you know, of all these interfaces, let's say one of them is the 100% one. This is the 96.25% one. You know what I mean? It's so.
Yeah. And the price, you know, they're not crazy expensive.
No one I know who watches my channel would know if I bought the cheapest Behringer Crapola UM1 or an Antelope channel or an Avalon strip. No one would know.
Big monitors and sit down in a quiet room and then be like, yeah, maybe that stuff.
Well, this is it. I sit down at my so-called computer with near-field monitors, and I don't monitor with headphones, and it's like, I know what I'm hearing, and I know what you guys may be hearing. Like if you've got a laptop, if you've got a phone, then what it sounds like to you is not relevant. So let's make a payment since we're standing here. 778 708 8298. Can I put another 25 on there, please? And that leaves me with $20 to pretend I'm rich with. And it certainly is a pretend. Hey, at least I got a gig last week. They lifted those, you know, they lifted the problem, right? So yeah, I got a gig. So then we're back to regular shows, hopefully. Any luck.
Yeah. Well,
all right, well, time to look around a little bit more and see if there's anything dumb I need to waste money on. But yeah, that I'm really big, obviously, on those. Just because there's just like all the hardware, all this. I mean, it's not VSTs, so you're not using your computer to run them. And even if they had DSP in there to run VSTs, that would be cool. That would be the next step. So if you could just put your own plugins in and run what you want. But those seem to run with it really well, and I mean they're not taxing your computer. So if you're trying to be a streamer with what a nice guy giving you a coffee. All right, guys.
You can expect a coffee yourself.
Actually, there was a point where I really, really wanted to, and even now I think it'd be a great thing for me because I have the things. But right now I work for Toyota. If you press your button in the Toyota and it answers you, that could very well be me. So, and I do that from the comfort of my living room. But I do live 2 blocks from here, so it's not exactly tough. All right. Remember that old desk that used to be? It used to be incorporated and it was showing off equipment. It was one of the desks that you sell, the audio desks. And then they came out to this corner for a little while. I have that. That's mine. It was. Yes, it sat here for a whole pile of time, sold to me because I had nowhere for it. And then now it's Dimebag Darren World Headquarters. That's WHIRRLED. And I put a top on it. So, you know where it used to stop? It goes way further now. And it's monitor, 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 near field monitor, near field monitor, lower level. And I had a bunch of stuff in the rack mount spot that I wasn't using. So I took it all out, turned my computer sideways and pushed it in there. So now my computer's actually in that spot. Yeah, that desk is really doing well. Still hanging out. All right. All right. Missed out on a deal here the other day on a matching speaker to one I have. It was beat up and used, but it was cheap and I should have bought it. But I didn't. I restrained myself somehow. There's the beginning of a nice little array. That's a cheapie. 200 beads. I bought a really inexpensive wireless by Newmark that they had here that was just sort of an SM58 or maybe a 48 kind of capsule that serves really well for karaoke. Beat the hell out of it for years and so far so good.
How big is it?
Well,
Like, so I'm going to a coffee house, doing a thing, just talking. No, like a big coffee house. You think that would work? It says 150 watts. I don't know.
is this a place you're going to have ongoing gigs at going on and on and on? It's just kind of more of a, you know,
More of
it's
a
hard to say.
one-off kind of a thing.
You know what I would do, honestly, I swear to God?
Yeah.
The rentals are so inexpensive
So
that I
cheap,
would
get
just
a rental.
rental and to see how it works out. Then once you find what works best, and let me show you the one I would suggest for you. I know all this stuff and I could work here, but I don't.
Just something like that.
It's very, very complete.
That's all I need.
If you're
man.
mixing
Like,
board,
I
you can
just
get your
need
microphone.
Oh, it's got a little mixer on there.
Yeah, you can have plug in your guitar, a source like music, and a microphone. The whole mixing board is there, and the amp and the speaker, and they're powerful as hell. And they just go on one stand, get it up high, and that's
High as
it.
possible, good to go.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
All right, man. That's what exactly I'm gonna do.
Now, there are ones that would rent a
Like,
little,
I just want
maybe
small-
less. Yeah, everything else is larger. You can see they're substantial, right? They're
Yeah.
300 watt. So they kick. But that's what I would do. Something like this would also serve quite well, but that's nicer for compact. And it is full range. It's got tweeter and all that. So
Oh, perfect. That's
no problem. I'm going to get out of here before I buy something.
no. You,
Well, I shouldn't. I just,
somebody's got to keep.
I
the
made a
economy
payment on
going.
I have a revolving credit account here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, that's why I have to get out before I see something. Because there's all kinds of trade-in deals. And if you see one, you know it's a one of. And you have to have it. All right, I'm getting out unscathed. I'm getting out unscathed. Here I go. I made it. Oh. All right, we made it. I have $20 in my pocket. I made a payment on my music equipment. Woot, woot. Take off the damn mask. Yeah, hate that. Alrighty. Well, I don't think there's a lot more to do out here. Likely best if I were to head home now. Before I waste up a bunch of gas for no good reason. Which is awfully expensive these days. It'll be great when you pop by Panuch. It'll be great. Mm. Mm. Oh, finished my bottle of Coke. All gone. Ten to 3. All right. Got $20 in my pocket. I'm a dollar looking for a number. This is fucking awesome. I'm gonna pop some tabs. Only got a $20 in my pocket. I'm a runner looking for a lover. This is fucking awesome. Yes, sir. I got one of those tickle hairs in my nose. It's really bugging me. Tickle hair. Damn tickle hair. I'm a lover looking for a brother. Alrighty then. Cruising. So I pimp for Presonus because I think their equipment is the right price to do the right job right now. I'm mad at them because I think that their aftermarket support has sucked a bag for previous things that I've owned. And yet, the current things that they're bringing out, that they just brought out a couple of new things, like just today, as far as I know, where I got my info. I'm sure it came out before, and I'm not in any kind of a tight loop, but there it is. It came out to me just recently. And some great options for a guy. And, I mean, honestly, pretty cool stuff. So I'm not sure what to make of it just yet, but I really am big on the product in general, the name and the software behind it. I know their new Revelator dynamic microphone would be an awesome microphone for friggin' anyone. And it would be like my top suggestion right now. If you don't have a microphone and need one, that's the one to get. Presonus Revelator Dynamic will give you the best results. There are other mics. Yes, there are. And you can listen to 100 other people who will tell you 100 other things. But I know you would be very happy and well served by that product I've mentioned. So it's the one I'm going to stand behind, provide information for. And any other, if it's competitors, like the Beacon mic that came out recently, not particularly good, apparently. I don't have one, but there are some trusted people like EPOSVox, EPOSVOX, who will test microphones and things like that and tell you all about them. You can also trust Bandrew, that's like Andrew with a B, Bandrew, over at Podcastage, P-O-D-S-T-A, sure, P-O-D, Podcast, C-A-S-T-A-G-E, Podcastage. And that guy's cool and can be relied on. We are moments away from home. I'll get back seated in Dimebag Darren World Headquarters in the corner of my living room. There's that empty chair waiting on me. There's my empty chair that's waiting on my sorry ass. My phone is going to also die. I think I'm down to 3%. I don't worry about that. If the phone dies before I get home, everything is going to be all right. I still got my broadcast of the chair. I still have my broadcast of the chair. The chair's not going nowhere. Chair forever. Long live chair. chair. What about Sonny? Everybody likes chair, but nobody mentions Sonny anymore. Just because he's dead doesn't mean, it's all about chair. Chair, chair, chair. And we're here. We have extra bolts in our pockets. But we have no more mail to mail. It's been mailed. All the male has been mailed. All the female has been femaled. We're done. I suppose I could turn that out. Probably don't need to pay for that. I got no dog army. Where's my dog army? There's my dog army. Oops. Dog army. Here's a kitty. Hi, kitten. Wow. Hi, kitten. Pardon me. And there's a room where the light won't find you. If they do, I'll be right behind you. Where did I put it? I want to put StreamYard there. Oh, yes. Okay, so we're going to stop this. Not stop it as much as get it plugged into some power. I beat my wife home. She has arrived, and now the doggies are going to go nutty. Nutty, I say. All right. Now we're going to fix the thing we bought the hardware for. This. Great. What you doing, baby? What you got? Yeah, what you got? Jalapeno. Jalapeno. I got all my mailings mailed. Belong to McQuaid and give them some monies. What do you got there? Oh, good. What's in the big hole?
I sent David to Lynn. So I bought a 2-pack from the dollar store.
Gotcha. Well, we went to Long and McQuaid, we went to the hardware store, and we went to the post office.
And we went to the post office.
Did you? I didn't see you there.
I know. But you left just after I came, and you left just before I came home.
And then you left again.
And then I left, I came home and got David.
But he was here when I got here. No.
No, he was not on it. If that doesn't cut it, that binder doesn't cut it. It's just on the dollar.
I think that would be fine for now. I've got pages to put in it that I will in a moment. And then it will start to look better. Right now, I am using the hardware I bought.
No, we sent Lynn's Valentine's Day gift. That
Pretty chocolates?
$22 worth of Pretty's chocolates.
Nice.
$16 worth of shipping.
Well, I paid 21 to ship to Edmonton for that box, but that doesn't matter. What matters is it's going to get there to Patrick, and he's going to get what's in there, which I've wanted him to have for quite some time.
I think it feels the same way. They just didn't get to her.
Well, that's it, eh? I made
And I
promises
sent
based
you
on
a birthday card.
I made promises based on things, and I wanted those things to happen, but I couldn't get them to happen. They're happening now.
5-10 minutes and then you gotta walk. Kitten, what are you doing? Are you checking out my bags? Huh? Do I have
Kitten's
some
gonna
bags?
pop some tabs. Kitten's only got. Yes, I am.
I have to call for you, David. For your secret.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, look. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I think that looks pretty cool.
yeah.
So what we've done
Kitchen in the bag. Come on.
is I put a bolt
Kitchen in the bag.
extending the This. Hi 717. Thank you, sir, for stopping by.
I'll just take her over to see Daddy. Okay, that's the kitchen in the bag. Daddy. Daddy.
You got the kitten in a bag?
Kitchen in the bag.
Hang on.
Delivery.
Delivery of kitten in a bag.
Delivery.
Excuse me, internet. Did anybody order a kitten in a bag? Because I got one full bag of kitten here, and it came from the dollar kitten store. And if anybody needs a kitten in a bag, there's this one. Every time I put
She
down a
goes in the
bag, every time I put down a bag, there's a bag full of kitten when I pick up the bag. So kitten in a bag, dollar store bag.
Sharon. Later on, when you got a chance, you look up the app. Like, not right away, but
Look up what?
the tax card.
Chanel. Chanel. You can do it. You're always talking. Talk. Talk to me. Talk to me. Look, you're right there at the microphone. Does it smell like a beer? Does it smell like a beer? The microphone smells like a beer. No, I had wine lately, not beer, but you know, that's the old song. The microphone smells like a beer.
Okay. Keys. Go back here.
You want the dog? The dog and the kitty dog?
Mom's keys are back here.
You want them?
Hi, kitten.
She'll fall out the bottom one day. Hope she lands on her feet.
She's jumped out of the bag.
Okay, I'm just going to disconnect this for a sec. Oh, and then fix it. like. All right. I'm gonna need a little more mic cable now. Let's stretch this up a little. A little more than that even. Well, there's plenty of mic cable to be had, so no worries there. We'll just pop that into place, put this up and around. That's kind of neat how that wraps around there. Pull that down. And there we go. I think I like that better. Gives me a little more reach. I think it looks pretty cool. Okay. Pardon me. What were you laughing at? Me or the kitty? My sweet little kitty wouldn't make no noise. It was so noisy recently that you couldn't get her to shut up. She usually talks to you if you talk to her, but apparently not right now. I'm getting ready to make a new video.
Whatever it is you seek, you have to put in the time, the practice, the effort. You must give up a lot to get it.
What word? Somebody wedded? What did they do? Oh.
What is up, guys? It's Troy at the Full Setup here, back with another video for you. And today we are taking a look at the
There's the one I like right
$200
now.
beacon killer.
This
is the Presonus Revelator dynamic,
guys. If you're
microphone.
looking for a microphone,
and I'm so happy that this
please
microphone
make sure
has
you
come
check
out
out the
because I was
Presonus
massively
Revelator dynamic
disappointed with the
USB
beacon
microphone.
Although
That'll
from
be
the
one of the
software
ones to
standpoint, it was
beat
awesome.
and definitely
the
should
thing
be
just
compared to
sounded terrible,
anything
and I
else.
am loving the out-of-the-box
Even the
sound
Shure
of the Revelator
SM
dynamic microphone.
B,
It's got some awesome features, so
SM7B.
you can have like sort of 4
You should definitely
presets here, which
compare
is saved onto a button and a mic,
the
but you can
Revelator
add
to
loads
that.
more. We have full fat channels, so you have compressor, EQ, gates, all of that sort of stuff. Plus, we also have a headphone mix and
I'm
2
gonna
sub
pop
mixes
some
as well that we
tabs.
can
Only
send
got a
to
$20
stream
in my
output. And again, it's
pocket.
$80 cheaper. It sounds better. You're going to be able to buy this microphone in pretty much every country that Presonus selling from this month. And it's also got support for Mac OS X as
Trying to think of
well.
other things I could do with
very
my
happy that
time
this
today
microphone
because
turned up.
there's
I
a
was
couple
just
things I want to
massively
do. I've been
disappointed with
putting
the
them off
beacon
or not
microphone.
getting them done
Now,
or
I'm going
something
to take
along
you
them
through all of the
lines. So
software today. I'm going to
like
show you sort
maybe
of some
we're
of the
going to do
basic
one of
settings
those.
that
I
I've
did a
been
little bit
using
of
on
prep
this
about it
microphone
recently
today.
anyway.
I'm going to take you through all of the routing options as well. I'm also going to have some upcoming videos because this is the same software, whether you're using like the IO24 or the Revelator mic or the new IO44 audio interface, but how you can actually combine all of this and extend the routing with the beacon mix create. That's going to be the next video I do. So if you want to see that, but before I show you all of that stuff,
Where's my head? Put that on pause a moment as I sort out a couple of other quick things here. And then we're going to kind of make a video live. Something that I'll edit down afterwards, I think, into a more concise video, cut it out of all of this live that I'm doing today. But, yeah, so what I'm going to want, I think I'll just open up Sweetwater. Hmm. Get some USB audio interfaces. We're going to go low to high here. Let's take a look at what this brings us. Goodbye, Mr. Sweetwater. I've owned one of these $9.99 units, and they're good. They do what exactly they're supposed to do. So no poo-poo if you want to get something plugged into your computer and don't have any kind of interface at all and want two RCA inputs, then by no means is this thing junk. If you need a couple of RCA inputs into your computer, absolutely, this is a great little thing. So does exactly as it says, gets you inputs and outputs, headphone monitoring, even an optical output. So there you go. Pretty cool. Not something I need today, but as I see it's on for $9.99, I thought I'd mention it because it's definitely a cool little unit that it can be a real problem solver for people should you need it. I see this sorted itself back out to what I'm not looking for. Let me just click on that. Let me click on that. All right. So you can see there's some very inexpensive starting points for a person. $50 or $60 will get you this sort of box that lets you plug in a pro microphone should you want to. This is brand new. This is from the company that I'm interested in dealing with, but is not the device I'm interested in. But what a neat little device nonetheless. What's it good for? 2 mics? Yeah, mix 1, mix 2. So you've got 2 plugins. No, yeah, a microphone and an instrument. So there you go. That's a nice little thing if you have 1 microphone and a guitar. That's $79. Looks like pretty plastic though. Looks like a plastic case around that audio box Go. But fair enough, fair enough. Can't expect too much for $79. It's going to do that every time because I'm not going to care for that much. But let's do it one more time. Okay. Let it find the low to high again. Low to high. Taking its sweet time refreshing. Pretty busy, I guess, over there at Sweetwater, but actually, I don't have to have headphones on right now. I'm not listening to anything. Just making my ears warm. There's another Presonus device that I'm not interested in. there's definitely one of my favorite ones, the Audient Evo 4. Great if you don't know how to set your levels, because it does that automatically for you. So that can really make things a lot better for a newbie, because getting your levels set properly is one of the more important things to get done. So we're starting to get into even bundles with a microphone and an interface at 129. None of them will be something to write home about, but all of them will be decent. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just a question of, how you're spending your money the best that you can or not. So as you can see, there's a whole world of these wonderful things. And of course, Sweetwater is one of the world's #1 retailers of these things. So start to move into some very big names, with Universal Audio's basic box coming in here at $189 alongside of Art and Behringer. So, I mean, if you're looking to spend $189, you wouldn't want to not buy the Universal Audio, because it's probably quite a bit better than Art or Behringer. Although there are all kinds of reviews out there, you could double check that, but that's likely a pretty good little thing. And here's a package of $200 that gets you a microphone, an Audio-Technica microphone, and a Presonus box for $200. Very nice. This Audient ID4, well regarded and considered to be one of the best boxes out there. And here's mine, the Presonus Revelator IO24 at $199, right in that same zone. But the beauty thing of it is that Presonus Revelator has a whole suite of DSP. And this is the very first one in all of these that we've gone through that actually offers a DSP and stuff like compression and your gate, your expander, your EQ, all of that built into this device that isn't in any of the devices at this price point, even remotely close. And that's what makes this thing a standout. It really doesn't have a peer in this price range. I'm trying to open up the info page on it, but it's Sweetwater. Very simple device, and requires that you have your own microphones of one kind or another to plug in. And definitely not the device I would suggest for you if you don't own microphones already. This is for the person who does, okay? So definitely my choice. But for you, I would suggest the Revelator dynamic microphone. So that being said, I'm going to close this. I've closed it already. I have to wait for it. The trick is not getting click happy. Now, how far would you have to go to get DSP power in your audio interface? Well, let's keep going until we get to another one that I know has a DSP in it and functionality similar to what is being offered by that particular Presonus Revelator box, okay? Well, we're at 229. We're not too much more expensive yet. We got Steinberg, Focusrite. There's some Universal Audio. Nope. Up here, Solid State Logic and Motu, Steinberg, under $300 too, but still no actual DSP power here, unfortunately. The Audient ID14 at $300. Focusrite. There's Boss. Boss has been known for all kinds of effects and stuff, and it has Cosm effects in it. So there you go. We're at Boss Micro BR80 8-channel digital recorder. That's not what we're looking for. Unfortunately, we're not looking for a recorder. So on to page 4 here. As the prices begin to climb at $300 we're at so far. Well, the Presonus IO station, I'm pretty sure has Nope, no DSP in it. So no, sir, it does not. None of these other Presonus items do. None of the Steinberg, none of the Tascam. All right, here we go. Roland Rubix 44 USB audio interface. It has 4 microphone preamps, onboard compressors, limiters, ground lift, and loopback recording Mac and PC. So now you're at $379 for something that has DSP power built in, onboard compressors, limiters. Let's click on this and see what it's all about. That's a nice looking little unit. Input 1, 2. Mic liner, input 3, 4. Interesting. Rubix 44. I think this is worth looking into a little further, which I will definitely do. This Rubix series looks like something to definitely dive into a little more deeply, and I most certainly will. This is not a interface I've seen before. So the Roland Rubix, something to definitely check out, which I'm absolutely going to do. But as I say, at $379, you're coming in, and I didn't actually expect to find anything as low as that, because what I'm expecting to really need to get up to was closer to $1,000. And honestly, let's see here. Let's go to page 5. See, now we're getting into things like Apogee at $650. Warm, Motu, Steinberg, Audient. Bigger audio. Now we got the Universal Audio Apollo USB interface. And there's the one of the other ones that's known. The thing with the Universal Audio and makes it special is it runs VSTs. It has a DSP, a digital signal processor, but it also runs the VST softwares that you can install yourself, as I understand them. So you can not only get a compressor and all those things, but you can get the ones that you want, the different modeling ones that are of a certain style or brand or type of compressor. So here at $700, you've now got a DSP that, well, even here at the audience, it says a DSP mixer. I don't know if it includes DSP effects, but you're at $700 otherwise to get to a spot where you're able to use that kind of onboard power to tailor your audio. And you can also, as I say, get something very similar to that all the way down. Here's another Universal Audio Apollo Twin. There's $1,200. So anyway, we won't go any farther than that. I'm just saying that the kind of features you can get now inexpensively are features that are available on other units for $1,200 instead of $200, or, you know, less like that. Wonder what else they've got for Presonus here right now. Let's just see. It is a slow moving website, I'll tell you that. They honestly might not even have the latest Presonus offerings here yet. Because as I understand it, literally 2 new products just came out. Yeah, I don't see them here. Well, actually, there it is. The IO44. I haven't seen the microphone though, but let's take a quick look at the IO44. This is even less expensive than the one I bought and has the same features too. And actually, if you were just streaming, doing the things that we do, and you wouldn't want to have 2 microphones at any time, then this is even a better deal. Actually, it gives you all the features of the suite of DSP that I have at $179. Actually, this is sort of a no-brainer. You got your microphone or instrument, your headset, including a microphone if you want it to have, and a line in for a sound source like your phone or anything else. Actually, this is this is the newest thing. So on one side, as you see, microphone, headset, line in. The other side, computer connection, and your main out. Those will go to your speakers. And that's it. You could plug in a backing track, plug in a microphone, and plug in your guitar. That's pretty good, actually. So another one, also from Presonus in that very same lineup, if a person already has your microphones, this is a very inexpensive way to get a compact audio interface with DSP and built-in streaming mixer. No kidding. And the new Revelator dynamic microphone is the one to buy if you don't own a good microphone and your actual interest is in getting a good microphone that's going to do the job for you. Grab that microphone, the Presonus Revelator dynamic microphone, and wow. And this is 179 beans. Next to nothing. Wow. And they keep bringing really cool stuff cheap. I mean, if I had seen this one first, I could have bought it instead of the one I paid $200 for and had the same functionality, honestly, because that's all I need was one microphone typically. And there it is. I could plug in a headset if I wanted to. I wouldn't be using it. And I wouldn't be using line in either because it does have the plug-in for the computer. It's going to get sound from here. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. So what was I going to do here? Let's make that small again. Hmm. Can't find the page. Just reading through all the stuff that comes bundled with this particular thing. And I mean, let's face it, you're spending a lot of money for the processing power to run what they call VSTs, and they include quite a few really good ones, but they should, because you're spending $700. Yeah. Yeah. 700 American dollars. So this one's got the power. This one's got the power. This one also has the power, and it's only $179. So that's the thing. Right, that's true. Okay. All right. All right. Let's make it so I can basically hear me now. Check, 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 check. Check, check. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on. Mm-mm-mm. All right, back. So, interesting thing about the video I've got playing right now. That is live from karaoke last week. Now, what I've made the little video here to point out is, firstly, this is the system I use for my DJ and karaoke shows. It's a virtual DJ that can play music in karaoke, and it's the AudioBox 22 VSL, the long time ago box released by Presonus with DSL power in it, and more DSL power than you can shake a stick at. Take a look at what's going on here. Now, behind you, the darkness is playing, and the device behind is responsible for handling the music and the video output. Hang on, let me make a little adjustment here. Check 1, check 2. Check 1, check 2. All right, did a little microphone tuning there. I think I'm happy with that. All right. So, like I said, so look on the screen right now, and you're seeing two different pieces of hardware and software doing their thing. Behind it all, top right corner over here, it says Virtual DJ, and that's the DJ software that I use. But here is what's interesting, and that is the Presonus VSL 22 mixing board that you see here is powerful. Look at this. So right now we're using one microphone and then the other channels. Now in a second, I'm going to show you the little box. I'm going to flip down the screen here. Now, in this rack, I have the Presonus that you're looking at right now that I'm about to zero in on. I have my DBX Go rack. I have my wireless microphone, and below the Presonus is a 4-channel Yamaha interface as well. I could be using, think of it as a backup for the time being. All right. So here we go. So that is the product in question, the Presonus Audio Box 22 VSL, a product they should have properly supported, a product that was head and shoulders above the products in its field at the time. And it looks just like every other one, except that's not where the magic is. Here's the magic. That mixing board is showing you one microphone input, the second microphone input not working. We've got the left and right channels coming back from the computer that are tied together, and then two effects returns for two separate effects where I'm running both a reverb and a delay, and then a final output. So that's a lot of DSP going on, and I haven't even started scratching the surface, and we've got reverbs and delays going on. And as I say, we're missing one microphone's input because it's only being sung into one microphone is all that's being used. Now, right here, I'm showing, as you can see right here, that's selected. So we're looking at this particular channel, and up here, it's called the fat channel. That's what they call it. And we're looking at the compressor. So this is the compressor that's working on channel number 1. Right there, I showed where the EQ window was. I'm just going to rewind a little bit. So now I've got the mouse right there, and I'm pointing out EQ. And once I click on that little window, up pops the EQ window, and that's the EQ that is particularly for that channel. A very nice little 3-band EQ. And then I closed it, and I've opened up now the compressor for that channel. Its own compressor with threshold, ratio, gain, attack, release, all the good stuff that you need. And now we switch over to the gate. You can see I can switch between all three just by clicking right there. And that gets you through all the choices. Each channel has gate, compressor, EQ, all of that. So I'm going to hold the camera differently in a moment to get rid of that big light glaring on the screen. But I'm showing you the different abilities that this thing has built into it. High pass filter, gate, compressor, EQ for each and every channel here. All you got to do is hit the select button that's in that row. Right there it is. Select. You select whatever channel. Now those two lit up together because they're stereo linked. If you look around here at the bottom where this little link is linked together, I can unlink them and use them separately, but we're using a stereo signal, so they're staying linked. And I can show you, like I say, you can click on any of those select buttons, and for each one of these channels, there's a full suite of DSP available. So here's the next song. These two young ladies are going to sing, and we're going to have two mics going at the same time here. And now you can see the full power of the DSP at work. Where's my mouse? There we go. So just even taking a look at this, we have microphone 1 and 2 in full swing. If you look up here, there are bars, and those bars are the sends for the two effects processors. Here I'm sending 50%, here I'm sending 100% of the signal into these two effects processors right here where there's both reverb and delay. One of these channels, A, is the reverb channel, and B is the delay channel. As you can see, I'm not adding any reverb or delay to the music, only to the microphones. And now we're looking at the compressor for channel 2, the gate for channel 2. The noise gate is right there. I'm going to turn it up, and I'm going to let it close between phrases. So there, when it goes black, it's closing the noise gate so I don't get feedback. These people are standing underneath roof mount speakers that are pointing down at them. So feedback is easy to make. Check the compressor to see if it's doing any work. It's compressing a little bit, which is what we want to see. And then check the EQ. There's the actual curve. If I switch between selections, you can see which kind of EQ curve is set for each channel. But each channel has its own EQ. It doesn't have 3 different equalizers I can choose from, nor does the compressor have 3 different kinds of compressors I can choose from. but it doesn't matter. It's all there. You don't need a different kind of compressor. If you don't even know how to use a compressor, all you need is one and learn how to use it. You don't need a certain particular kind. So now this is a really cool little close-up because at all times you can see what's going on with all of these things, your gate, your compressor, and your EQ. And they're right there in little tiny video windows for you for each and every channel. When things start happening, you can see the little meter that's right here on the right that's reflecting actual action going on in the compressor on these channels. That is cool. Okay. The gate, the compressor on the 2 vocal channels, hard at work. The DSP in the box, not taxing my little computer at all to do all these wonderful things that people had to spend all kinds of money on to get set up for themselves in the past. And there it is in its glory. Reverb, delay, 2 channels of vocals, 2 microphones, 2 channels of stereo music coming in, all panned to the middle, mind you. So we are running in mono for the PA system, but that's what it kind of looks like. How we use it right there. And now we're on to a single song. You can see the compressor working hard to keep this guy as he's screaming into the microphone. I never have to worry about my levels. If somebody decides he's going to go screaming into the microphone, then the system takes care of that for me. It's not something I need to concern myself with. And you can see the compressor working super hard here. And again, it doesn't matter how loud Buddy screams into the microphone. The system takes care of that for me. So this is what I'm saying. This was a previous box, no longer available and years old now, and it had more power than even what's available today. But I waited and waited to find out what would be its replacement. What's the best box now if I have to choose? And I finally came across the Revelator. And I picked up that Revelator IO24 like it was going out of style. And now that the Revelator IO44 is out, honestly, that's all you need, most of y'all out there. So definitely, that's what you want to do. You want to get set up and try that out for sure. Well, Patrick's on, so it's time to join up with Patrick, I'm pretty sure. Let me just see if we've got a email. Doesn't look like it. Let's go see what he's up to.
This eve that the battle or that the Treaty of Ghent was signed, officially ending the War of 1812.
Hello, guys. How long have they been on already? I've been babbling and doing my thing. They've been on for 1 hour and 44 minutes already. Pretty good. I should have joined them earlier, but just had a lot of running around to do, and so ended up doing my own stream here for a change. But yes, go check out the Numismaniac right now. I'm going to post his link right this very second.
Yeah, with so many interesting articles here in chat, we try to get as many as we can here, if not all. But when it gets really busy like this, if we missed you, we have scanned over your contributions, which we do appreciate.
Oh yeah, right. I'm going to put it right here.
Battle after battle after battle.
Okay, so there's his thing right there.
And again, we're back
You
in
have
South
to,
America.
I have to
Argentine War of Independence, Battle of
paste it right here.
Garcia.
Silly.
The United
Hang on.
Provinces of South America defeat the Spanish royalists. And we think it's bad now. Mind you, they didn't have the nuclear
Silly.
capability we have.
Hang on.
They sure did like to fight. Royalists.
There, paste it in the right place where it's useful.
surprised any of the coinage made it intact.
Sent you a message in private chat.
All right.
Hi, great to see you, my friend.
So yeah, I'm going to shut her down pretty quick. If you're still here, if you're visiting with me, please go over and visit the Numismaniac right now. I put his link in my chat, so you've got it there. And just let's all. I did what I wanted to do today and had some fun with streaming. We went on a little trip on the road, got some things done, got some stuff mailed, and I had a little chat about my favorite things about audio interfaces, which I hope I will edit into something more useful for somebody, but we will see how that ends up. That being said, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to say hello and goodbye to all you that may or may not still be here. And I'm going to, again, ask you to go find the Numismaniac, use that link that I provided, and let's go over there and join in on the history lesson he's given over there. All right. So I'll see y'all soon, and I'll start up another stream soon enough. We've been over 2 hours at this, and that's pretty cool. And I appreciate everybody who stopped by. Now that I've gotten all the mailings out, I'm going to do some more giveaways, and I get put off by how many things I need to send off. So once I get a certain number, I just shut her down until I get rid of them, and now they're gone. So we will do some new things soon, but for now, if we'll just go over to Pat and Dale over on the Numismaniac channel, that'd be awful. Awful? That'd be awesome. Awful cool is what it would be. Not awful. Awful cool. All right? All right. It's been my pleasure. Thank you for stopping by at Dimebag Darren World Headquarters in the corner of my living room, and another visit chatting about things and stuff and all the things I like, which of course is always audio interfaces, like some sort of a dummy, right? That's all I'm really into, but mics and things like that too. But again, thank you very much for coming, everybody who's still here, and have a great one. I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes a time I have to say, so long. So long.